Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be at Mike Olson's farm in New Ulm, Minnesota for another centerfire match. I'm going to be shooting the same Mossberg MVP that I shot in the last video. I'm going to be honest with you right off the bat, I did a lot better the last centerfire match than I did on this one. A lot of mistakes and lessons learned on this one. That being said, let's jump right on into our first stage. So we started on stage number 6, which was a benchtop sniper stage, and we were shooting at diamonds at the 800-yard berm. I believe there were 814 yards if I remember correctly. We started behind the rifle, ammo in hand, and on the start signal, we engaged the diamonds, hit to move on, starting with the large target, and we had to single feed the rounds into the rifle. Total of 10 rounds, 120 seconds.
Make sure you're level, and where are you starting for when?
I'm gonna try 1.5.
1.5 to 2, buddy.
1.5 to 2.
Try your 1.5, then go higher.
Okay.
You're going slow.
Yeah.
Spotter ready.
Yes, sir.
Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by. Engage.
So those of you that watched the last video I put up, I did mention briefly in there that I wanted to make a video about some things about dope and what to do if you're missing targets. I'm going to use this video to kind of make that video because it's a perfect example of some of the things that I wanted to talk about. So that first round went considerably low. I saw the splash, you heard me sigh. I knew it. The first question that comes into my mind is, why did that shot miss? Why did that shot go really low? And usually the first question I ask myself is, was that a good shot? And what I mean by that is, did I do everything correct behind the rifle that I was supposed to do? So that first shot felt like a good shot. So I sent my second one in the same spot. When I'm out there shooting groups with this rifle, I know once in a blue moon, 1 in 10 shot, it likes to have a flyer that just goes low. So I was kind of hoping that first shot was the flyer, and everything else is good. Except that wasn't the case. The second round went almost in the same spot. So now I'm kind of thinking, maybe it's my dope. You saw me check my turret, make sure I'm dialed to the right number. I don't know why I sent that third shot in the same spot. That was mistake number 1. Right there, I should have corrected for elevation.
Can't see him.
I didn't see where those last couple of rounds went. I figured now that my elevation was a lot better, more than likely I'd have to hold it a little more for wind because the wind was changing a little bit. So I made the adjustment, held a little more for wind, and that's where I got the impact finally.
That's for 1. Did you start holding more elevation?
Yeah, I did.
How much elevation did you hold at the end, the last couple shots?
A mil?
1 mil extra? Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Dave is up. Jimmy's on deck. Jeff is in the hole.
Holy nuts. A mil up.
Alright, so 1 out of 10, not the greatest performance, especially considering we were shooting from one of the easiest positions there is, right from the bench. Took way too much time to make the corrections, and in doing that, lost a lot of points there. That's actually one of the major things that's going to cause me to drop a lot of points throughout this match, along with trying to figure out my dope. As I've said before, there's a lot of variables that go into rifle shooting, and it's kind of an art to get all those variables to line up perfectly so that you can make the impacts, efficiently and accurately. And in my opinion, that's what sets a great shooter apart from the rest of the pack, being able to figure out what variable needs to be changed on the fly in order to make those impacts. It's definitely not easy, and it takes practice in understanding what all needs to come together. First of all, you have to be really confident behind the rifle. You have to be confident in your ability to shoot. You have to make sure that you're pulling the trigger nice and smooth. You got a nice follow through. Your recoil management's good. You're keeping the rifle level. There's a lot that you're doing behind the rifle, and you have to be confident in all that and recognizing when you make a mistake and how it impacts the shot when you do. And the next thing is you have to have confidence in your equipment. You have to know the capabilities of your rifle, know how to work the reticle of your scope, and then you have to have confidence in your dope, knowing how much you need to dial for elevation and how much you need to hold for wind, and then learn how to change that when your environmentals change. And this is all stuff that I'm kind of learning. And the major area that I struggle with personally is the dope. I've never shot these distances before. You know, at the Two Harbors match, that was the first time I've shot out to 700 yards. This match, this is the first time I'm shooting out to 1,000 yards. So I'm definitely learning a lot about ballistic apps and other tools to be able to figure out accurate dope. And as I said before, I'm by no means a professional at this. I'm just kind of trying to explain it as I learn it. Now, if I do incorrectly explain something, just feel free to correct me down in the comments below, because it helps me learn, and then it also provides information for viewers that are also new to this. We're going to move on to the next stage here, and I'm going to kind of try and explain my thought process throughout the stages as we go, as I'm shooting them. I did figure out after that stage that the BC in my ballistic app was pretty far off. It was a lot higher than it should have been. Anyways, moving on to the next stage, we have a PRS barricade. This is an 8-round stage, and we had to start port arms on the start signal. We had to engage an IPSC at 439 yards with 1 shot. Then we had to move. 120 seconds on the clock.
Hard mode. Yeah, that's just it. All right, shooter, don't understand a course of fire.
Yes.
Go and make ready. Spotter ready. Spotter up. Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by. Engage. Back.
Is that time? That was 8.
How many could you hit on this one? What's the possible score?
That's his claim.
Awesome, bud.
Magazine on.
Yep.
15 seconds remaining. Dave is up. Jamie is on deck. Jeff is in the hole.
All right, so you saw my coach come over and congratulate me on my first ever cleaned stage in any match. I was pretty happy about that, but that is a pure example of the result of practice and having confidence in the 3 things that I just talked about. I was super excited about this stage because it is pretty much to a T what I practice at home. The only difference is it's a PRS barricade instead of a pyramid. I mean, even the yardage was the same. I practiced with an IPSC at 440 yards at home. So I knew I had good dope, I knew what the rifle can do, and I had 100% confidence in myself to pull every shot off. Yeah, there really isn't much more than that. I was really happy about that stage. Next up, we have hit to move on triangles. So this is a 10-round prone stage. We have 4 triangles at the 400-yard berm, so the same 439 yards. We start with the rifle grounded, mag in hand. On the engage command, we'll take the prone position and engage the triangles. Hit to move on, so the first order is target 1 through target 4, big to small. Then we go target 2 through target 4, big to small. Then target 3 through target 4, and then the last round will be on target 4. Same 2 minutes on the clock.
Yep. Shooter ready.
Yep.
Stand by. Engage.
it is. Yep, flagpole. And then you know it's 1 round. You got to use all 4 positions. However you want to do it. I mean, if you want to make it real simple, just go, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go back 1, 2, 3, 4. Otherwise, after your 4, you go here. However you want to do it.
Alright, so I've sent 3 rounds off now, and I'm kind of hovering around the bottom right-hand side of the triangles there. And the problem I'm having is it's really hard to see the misses with the way the lighting is hitting that berm. Makes the berm really dark, and it's really hard to see the actual splash of where you're missing. So I'm kind of having trouble figuring out what sort of correction I need to make to get back on target. I know from the last stage my elevation is good, because we're shooting the same distance. I kind of roughly know where to hold for wind. And so here's where a little bit of experience can help and come into play. After each shot, I'm trying to get back on target as quickly as possible to see if I can see that splash, to see where I'm missing. The one thing that I didn't do is I didn't pay attention to that very first impact I got on the largest triangle, which is that very bottom right corner. You can actually see it through my phone camera, so if I was actually paying attention, yeah, I should have been able to see that through my scope. And that would have given me an indication that I need to hold it probably about 1/10 more for elevation and about 2/10 less for wind. And I bet you I'd probably make the following impacts if I made those corrections. But like I said, I didn't pay attention to that impact, and that's what really cost me. So it's very important to not only try and pay attention to where you're missing, but pay attention to where you're actually hitting the target if you impact, because the information that can give you is just as valuable. Next stage, we have Treeine takedown. Starting port arms, on the engage command, the shooter will take a position on the mini spool, or in our case, tank trap, and engage the targets in the following order with 1 round each. Coyote, near triangle, far triangle, near fish, bar fish, and then repeat. It's 10 rounds, 120 seconds. I did not have my target cam going for this one just because it was quite a span, and some of the targets you had to be in the right spot to see, so we kind of had that spot reserved for the spotter.
Shooter, do you understand the course of fire?
Yep.
You want to make ready? Shooter, are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
And this is the stage where I kind of start to fall apart for the day. I pretty much went through this whole stage not knowing where my rounds were going. I had absolutely no idea what corrections I needed to make. I was kind of lost in the dark here. So this is one of those situations that's gonna kind of set apart the great shooters from the novice shooters, right? Because it's kind of hard to know what to do in this situation. You don't know where your rounds are going. You're not sure what you need to change to get on target. Right? What do you do? And it's these situations where I start to fall off. This is where I start to lose confidence. And it's more or less an experience thing, being able to figure out and understand what exactly is going on. So in a situation like this, and the first thing to do is make sure you have your dope dialed correctly, right? It's like the easiest thing to check. And you have to be able to trust in that. And if it is dialed correctly, the next thing is, are you holding over correctly, right? If you're shooting targets multiple different distances, are you holding for the correct elevation at those different distances? Now, that's actually where I screwed up this stage. I didn't hold over correctly at all throughout almost the entire stage. I didn't realize it until the end, and I finally got one impact at the end. But if I actually took the time to figure it out in the beginning, I'd have done a whole lot better on the stage. I might have still timed out a lot sooner, but I'd much rather get a few more impacts and spend a little time to figure out why I'm missing than to just keep guessing and sending rounds down range, right? If you throw that first round down and it didn't hit the target, there's no point in sending the second round in the same spot, because it's more than likely still not going to hit the target. And actually what I did after this match is I kind of made a little checklist. you know, that I kind of have in the back of my head now. If I miss that first round, I kind of go through that checklist. And that's kind of the game, right? If you send that first round and it misses, whatever you did not work to hit the target, right? So you got to figure out what you need to change so that your next round does go at the target, and then you can finish off the stage strong.
Time!
Alright, so there's one stage every match where the cameraman forgets to hit the record button on the camera. Next stage just happens to be that stage, which is too bad because it's another example of everything that I just talked about. So we had to take a modified prone position on the spool. We had a couple of targets at around 500 yards and then 3 targets at 979 yards. We basically had to go from right to left and then rinse and repeat. Well, when I got to the far targets, I was actually shooting 2 mils low of the target. And had I gone through my little checklist and looked at that first step, which is double check, make sure you have your dope dialed correctly, I would have found that I did not. See, according to my dope, I should have been dialed to 12.2 mil in elevation. I only dialed to 10.2, mostly because that I forgot that on the Arkin scopes, 1 revolution of the turret is only 8 mils instead of 10 mils. So when I turned that full revolution, went to 2.2 after that, I was like, okay, now I'm at 12.2. Wrong, that would only be 10.2. Yes, the turrets do have the numbers above that tell you what you're dialed to after you go a full revolution. Did I look at them? No. So silly mistake there, dialing to the wrong number. And then I was even more idiotic by just sending those 3 rounds and not thinking, well, hey, what's going on here? So definitely throwing myself under the bus there. Perfect example of what not to do. But hey, that's why I like making these videos. I learn, you learn, and then all is good. So we'll just go ahead and move along to the next stage here. We have a prone stage, shooting at IP6 at the 800 yard berm and the 1000 yard berm. 10 round stage, standing port arms, mag in hand. On the engage, shooter will take a prone position and engage with shots in the following order: 2 middle, 2 far, 2 right, 2 far, 1 left, 1 right. So we have 3 IP6 at 814 yards and 1 IP6 at 979 yards.
Okay, describe the target.
Yep, I mean, they're IP6.
Okay, are we shooting?
yes. All of them. Yep.
They're barely hit.
Well, that's not a good sign.
I got it right?
Yeah, they're barely hit. That's what really is going on.
2 middle, 2 far, 2 right, 2 far, 1 left, 1 right. Got it. Okay.
All right, Cody is up. Dave is on deck. Jamie is in the hole. Shooter don't understand the course of fire.
Yes.
Spotter ready.
Yes, I am.
Shooter ready.
Yes.
Stand by. Engage. Can we start mag in hand?
So here's another lesson for the books. The first round I sent off, had no idea where it went. I knew from a previous stage that my elevation dope had to be accurate, so I figured it was something to do with the wind. So my second shot I held a little more wind, still had no idea where it went. My wind call was way off.
New shooter, right?
He's not that new.
Okay.
We're keeping him on the berm safely. We're not helping him.
He was
He was on the berm.
way high and right, correct?
Nope. 1.5 right.
Okay. I just want to make sure if he's going out to the far berm now.
See?
Okay. Yeah.
It's just that problem. No other problem. Oh, there you go. I thought it was coming in.
Now
Okay, now it is the right target.
So what I did was I judged the wind where I was shooting from, not necessarily where the target was. And when you're shooting long range, you know, those two aren't necessarily the same. That's kind of a skill that you pick up through experience, is learning what the wind is doing at your target, learning how to read the environment around where your target is, so you can kind of get a more accurate wind call and a more accurate judge of what the wind is doing. My third shot, when I got to that far berm, I saw the splash way off to the right, and then you saw I kind of made the correction for that and got a lot closer with my follow-up shots. So I definitely got a lot of practice in making wind calls here.
Time.
Oh, and your level too. Yeah, you were like 1.5 mils right on the close berm and maybe like 2
So,
mils left on the
wind.
right on the far berm. Were you
Windage.
seeing those drop in?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, just
Yep.
take time, measure it, and do the correction like you did. Second shot on the far berm, I think you brought it all the way back.
I didn't see the first two. I saw the one on the far one.
Next stage, we have pot of gold, and on the cattle gate, we had to engage a pot of gold target on the 800-yard berm. Every 2 rounds, we had to move to a different rung. Total of 10 rounds, 120 seconds. So this is mistake number 27 for the day and another hard lesson learned. I usually hold over my wind. I never dial my wind. And that's because I've been told by a number of people to just hold wind. And I know some people do dial, some people don't. I'm not experienced enough to say, one way or the other. For after this stage, I see the benefits of not dialing wind.
Check your window.
So here, us kids, sometimes we like to do not as we're told. So I decided to dial wind on this stage. I figured we're only shooting one target, same distance, as we'll just dial wind and hold dead on target, right? Yeah, it didn't go so well. And I'm pretty sure the whole time Troy's back there on the binos, he just wanted to come up, hang me upside down, and drop me. Yeah, because I wasn't hitting anywhere close to the target. You see, some knucklehead dialed wind the wrong way, which if you just hold your wind, it completely eliminates the possibility of that mistake. And after someone mentioned the windage, I kind of thought about it and looked at my turret, and I'm like, did I really just dial the wrong way? To kind of wipe all confusion, I just dialed my windage just back down to 0, and I just held the rest of the stage. And actually the biggest mistake here, aside from dialing windage the wrong way, was the fact that it took me 4 or 5 shots to figure out that something was wrong. Actually, correction, I didn't even figure it out. Someone gave me a hint to look at the windage. After I sent that first round and didn't see a splash anywhere close to the target, I should have spent the time to double check everything and try and figure out why, instead of sending the next few rounds downrange.
Just a smidge high. Impact. Like the difference between like a number 2 on the buzzer and like a number 1. I'll be loud. It's last. Or it's first 90 seconds. Send one more, I'll watch. Yep.
His first 2 shots he hit on the far one. Back with the second time he was
Just under. Okay. Damn.
Alright, so our final stage, we have rocks and circles. On the engage command, shooter will engage the 400-yard berm circles, big then small, from the following order positions: right, middle, left, middle, right. So 10 rounds, 2 minutes.
Butter?
Yep.
Okay, shooter, you're gonna take what's fire. Okay, ready. Just leaves on this one.
And that. And that.
Old man, Harry here.
Impact!
No, it's an impact, but when they use double stack, like even though some of the steel ones, like, any good stuff on that. So don't use the CTR magazine. I want to let that guy. Yes, you can buy $30 phones. They suck. Yeah, I handle them. These are they are.
Impact!
So I'm not exactly sure what was up with that second target. It seemed like it moved and dodged my bullet every time I shot at it. I just could not hit that second target.
Impact!
Except for that time. I think it felt bad for me.
Alright, next for 5.
So that wraps up this match, and although I didn't shoot particularly well, I still had a lot of fun. It was a great match, definitely learned a lot, which is actually going to pay off pretty quickly. You guys are going to see in the next video, which is going to be the Team Pro-Am match in Missouri. So going to this match was a really good experience for me. So a big thank you to Mike Olson for throwing this match together and hosting this, and congrats to the winners. There's a lot of people that shot really good. Appreciate everyone that was in my squad helping me figure out my dope and get on target safely. And that's another thing too, guys, I really love about this sport and the community, is that if you are new to this and you've never shot long range before, don't shy away from it. You know, don't think that, oh hey, I've never shot out to 800 yards before, so I can't go. That's definitely not the case. So if you go to a centerfire match and you've never shot out to those distances, all you got to do is communicate that to the match director and the people in your squad, because I guarantee you're going to be squatted with people that are experienced, and they'll help you figure out your dope. They'll get you on target safely. You know, because at the end of the day, it's more about everybody having fun and staying safe. So if you really do want to go shoot one of these matches, don't be shy. Just communicate that it's your first time to the match director. Let the people in your squad know that it's your first time, and they're going to do their best to make sure that you're having a good time. And now that I've got a couple centerfire matches under my belt, I'm planning on doing a short little video series that goes more into depth about how I got started doing these matches. And I'll probably throw a video in there covering some of the differences between rimfire and centerfire matches, now that I've actually gone to a few of each. So stay tuned for that. I'll be working on that throughout the summer. Like I said in my previous video, make sure to follow my Facebook page for more periodic updates on things that are going on. And as always, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, I will be doing a giveaway when I hit 100 subscribers. Hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you at the next match.